Welcome to Film and Page. I'm Dominic, and this is another episode of Road to Dune. So this whole fallout that came following Warner Brothers' announcements that they were going to put all their movies, their whole slate of movies of 2021, on HBO Max at the same time that they're in movie theaters. And so there's a new twist to this story, so I'll get into it right away here. So this article is from Bloomberg. Warner Brothers guarantees filmmakers a payday for HBO Max movies. Warner Brothers has come up with a new plan to compensate filmmakers during the pandemic. Treat every movie like a box office smash. After shocking Hollywood with its decision to release all its new movies this year on HBO Max, the studio has adjusted terms of its deals with partners to guarantee payment regardless of box office sales, and to increase the odds of performance-based bonuses. Warner Brothers will also pay a larger group of cast and crew money based on fees it collects from HBO Max, according to people with knowledge of the studio's plans. The company is close to resolving disputes with many parties, said the people, who asked not to be identified because the discussions are private. Details of some accords have already begun to surface, with The Hollywood Reporter saying this week that Warner Brothers is close to a deal with Legendary Entertainment over the movie Godzilla vs. Kong. The agreements are a sign of the troubled times. Most theaters are closed because of the thing we cannot name, motivating studios to put their films online. But their payment contracts with partners are usually highly dependent on big screen success, a system that many in Hollywood want to protect because it made them rich. Warner Brothers plans to release 17 movies in 2021, including Dune. The movies will appear in theaters and on HBO Max at the same time, though they'll run exclusively on the big screen in many territories around the world. The films will play on HBO Max for 31 days but may remain in theaters long after. Here's how it will work according to the people familiar with the situation. When movies come out this year, anyone entitled to a bonus will receive one at half the box office revenue that would normally be needed to trigger the payout. And if more theaters close down, the threshold will fall further, a stipulation called the Bear Bug 19 multiplier. Those who would normally participate in profits from box office receipts will continue to do so, as well as benefit from on-demand and online sales. HBO Max will pay Warner Brothers a fee for its 31-day window, and the money from that will be shared with not just profit participants, but cast and crew. Both businesses are part of AT&T Inc.'s Warner Media, run by streaming veteran Jason Kilar. HBO Max is paying a considerable fee for the ability to exhibit these films, Kilar said in an interview last month. What's not clear is whether extra cash is enough to ease tensions between the studio and well-known filmmakers and financiers who immediately cried foul over Warner Brothers' decision. Tenet director Christopher Nolan slammed the idea of shunting films to HBO Max, which he called the worst streaming service. Denis Villeneuve, whose movie Dune was affected by the move, lambasted Warner Brothers and AT&T in a column for the industry trade publication Variety. AT&T has hijacked one of the most respectable and important studios in film history, he said. There is absolutely no love for cinema, nor for the audience here. So that's now the article is actually a lot longer than that. I kind of picked out the main points out of it, but it's quite a bit longer than what I read here. So it just seems to me like AT&T and HBO Max and everyone involved with this whole thing, they're just trying to get people off their backs and get people to be quiet by just throwing money at them. And my thing is, if you have them play on HBO Max at the same time, I don't see how the movies are going to make the same amount of money, because most people will just sit home and watch them. Some people won't. When it comes to Dune, now here in Canada, I learned that in Canada, when these movies come out, they'll actually be available on Crave TV here in Canada, because we don't have HBO Max up here. But so I could watch Dune on Crave, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go to the movie theater and watch it like a bunch of times in the movie theater. Then once I've maxed that out, then I'll watch it at home on Crave if it's still on there for the 31 days or whatever. But there's a lot of people who would just then not go to the movie theater, would just sit at home and watch them in the privacy of their own home. Now, it would make more sense to me to have them in the movie theater first for a month, let them make the money they can, and then put them on HBO Max afterwards. Because then, the movie's going to make the most money in that first month. And then it starts to trail off after that. So it would make more sense to me. But it just seems like they don't care about the movies. They're just really forcing HBO Max. Like they just want to launch HBO Max at the expense of everything else. That's what it seems like to me. Now, will this be enough to, placate the filmmakers? I have no idea. I don't know. I don't think so, to be honest. And the thing about Dune is, I really want this sequel to happen, because if it doesn't, you're only getting half the story, and it's really gonna piss me off if I'm reading articles like years down the road about the what if the Dune sequel had happened, or what happened to this. We only got half of the Dune movie, and then you gotta wait another 20-30 years for them to reboot it again and try it again. I don't want this to be like the Dune 1984 all over again. Now, the only thing I'm kind of hoping, if Dune comes out and if it doesn't do well, I'm hoping that this whole situation that's going on, and where it's on HBO Max at the same time, maybe they will look at that and say, you know what, this is just abnormal times. We can't gauge how well the movie would have done under normal circumstances. So let's just greenlight the sequel and have them do it. And that's what I'm hoping. So when the sequel comes out, by then everything will be back to normal. I certainly hope so. And then we get the full movie. Because I know there's movie fans who are hung up on the performance of their movie. Like, it's not enough that their movie entertained them. Their movie got to beat everyone else's movies at the box office and stuff like that. I don't care. I don't care about that when it comes to Dune. It doesn't have to do well. If the first part did, I only want it to do well just to get the sequel. Like, if the sequel bombed, I could care less, because I've got my movie. But I do care about the first one, because that's the critical one. If that one bombs, you don't get the second one. Like, if the second one bombs, you can't go back in time and erase the first part. You got the first part in the bag already, so it doesn't really matter as much. But this whole thing is interesting, and I'll have to see how it plays out in the next few months. So that's everything I got to say in this video. Let me know what you think in the comments section, and I will see you at the next one. I'd like to say thank you to all of my subscribers. I appreciate you all in helping this channel grow. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, don't forget to hit the bell icon so you'll be notified when new videos are uploaded.